My guest tonight, an actor, writer, comedian, hosts the Netflix show Everybody's Live. Please welcome Jon Mulaney. That was not, when was that? A week ago.
This was two weeks ago. That fight was 2 weeks ago, yeah.
Those gentlemen, and I call them gentlemen.
Yeah, young men.
Young men, 13. 14.
14. No, 14. 3 14-year-olds, I'm 42. They add up to me.
They do add up to you.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
You show no worse for wear. You look healthy. You look. I saw no limp.
I'm moving slower.
Do you still feel the ache?
I still feel that lactic acid. You ever fought 3 boys and you get that lactic acid buildup in the lower body?
I don't think most people haven't fought.
Everyone should. Let me say this. Obviously, there's a lot going on right now. This is the most important message you'll hear tonight, but everyone should fight 3 teenagers once a year. Follow the rules we did. No eye gouging, no cutting off of airways, no punching, no kicking. Just sort of advanced hugging and wrestling.
Sure.
And you'll feel so much better. I feel invigorated. I've never been more present in my life because I had to be for that fight. You understand what I mean?
So in some ways, it's like skydiving or Everest.
Sure.
Except with 14-year-olds.
Exactly. Like they said about Everest, why do it? Because it's there. Well, technically I flew those boys in, but once they were there, I said, I'm going to take them
When you flew
down.
them in, I'm just as curious for no apparent reason.
Yeah.
Over state lines? Was that over state lines?
Yeah, but I checked. I don't mind answering that because I checked all that shit out. I made sure. No, I really did.
No,
I was
think you should.
Traveling teens, you got to always dot your I's and stuff.
Sure.
So I brought them in separate hotels. Don't let them meet. For real. Because I couldn't get them to, I didn't want them planning anything or developing any strategy.
How long, if I may?
Sure.
By the way, and that episode, that was the final episode of your 12-week
12
run.
episode
And you
run.
did 12 in a row, which I thought was, in some ways, bragging. To do 12 weeks in a row, it makes
We
the rest of
wanted
us...
very much to stop at 7, but we
made the
reached
rest
sort
of
of a
us look
high.
a little bit
Oh, please.
pathetic.
No, you got a rigorous schedule, Mondays, and then, yeah.
You don't know when I'm out of here the children I fight. You have no idea. So these 14-year-old...
Jacob, Ben, and Adarsh. 3 warriors.
Who was the one who began to go silverback after it was over? There was one of them, as soon as it went over, he jumped up and went,
I think that was Adarsh.
Yes.
If I'm getting it wrong, I apologize. But Jacob had never met Adarsh. Adarsh had never met Ben. Ben had never met Jacob. They never met till they met on the mat.
Randomly selected.
No, there were thousands of submissions. Or maybe there was like 100. I don't know. But we found 3, right?
Yes.
So then selected by one of my writers, the great Langston Kerman.
Langston Kerman, hilarious.
Hilarious comedian.
Yes.
Great actor, hilarious comedian.
Lovely man.
He was a teacher for many years, and he fought his students one day. They just were ragging on him, and so he locked the door, these 3 boys, and they just went at it. And I think whatever, the statute's over now.
Is this the plot of Lean on Me? And did he have a bat?
No, but it was as if Joe Clark from Lean on Me took it to the appropriate level, which is some fighting. There's all these podcasters now talk about a crisis with men and boys.
Sure.
Right? And they a lot of them.
Oh, I listen to the male.
Yeah, they're on testosterone.
Potosphere.
And they shave their heads and things like this. And
Sure.
they talk, they make little video diaries in their basement and so forth. But if you want to really get to the root of it, you get 3 of them together, get them in nice suits and helmets, and you get in a suit yourself and you go at it.
Let me tell you something, because I hadn't looked at it in this way. You weren't just fighting for entertainment. In many ways, this was a crusade to save American youth and maleness.
Absolutely, yeah.
You are, if I may, and this is not frivolous.
Yeah.
You are the man in the arena, literally.
Yeah. Yeah.
Teddy Roosevelt.
Yeah, Teddy Roosevelt. That quote. Have you ever been sent that? That means you have a big failure. I had a sitcom that was shot out of the air like a duck in Duck Hunt, and everyone sent me that quote, and I was like, man, this must be bombing because everyone's sending me the man in the arena.
Now these kids, if I may say, I thought you held your own for, God, must have been 41 seconds.
47 seconds.
Right.
47 seconds.
Which is no small feat for an asthmatic or whatever. I don't know what physically you're dealing with.
Listen, I don't have a lot of physical prowess. I fought when I was younger, but I'm much older now.
Right.
What I had that they don't have, and a lot of kids don't have this if you ever want to fight one, is they don't have core strength. But I do a lot of core because I have a tear in my hip, which I've been open about, so it's not cheating. A lot of PT.
Did they know about the hip?
Yes, they did. They knew about the hip.
Did they target the hip?
Yeah, they went for the hip.
Yeah.
Right?
Bastards.
They really went for this leg because they knew I was a goner. I was going to sink right into the labrum tear. But 47 seconds I stood until they were choking me out on the mat.
Can I tell you something, though?
Yeah.
So those first 30 seconds were chaotic.
They were
I
chaotic,
thought for a
yeah.
moment that you had it. But then it was like a movie about... You ever seen those alien movies where we have the upper hand, but then all of a sudden they're like, I think they're learning.
Yes.
There was a moment, it might have been in Adarsh's eyes.
Yes.
Where they made contact and they began to operate as the Borg, as a hive.
They operated like a three-boy monster.
Yes.
I knew if I charged first, because I knew I had a couple...
Brilliant move.
I had a couple advantages
Rhino
on them. I'm not self-conscious the way a 14-year-old is, right? So I said, I'm going to charge Jacob with everything I have, right? He's the biggest of them, and I didn't want him on my back. So I go right at Jacob.
You had a plan.
I had a plan, but I didn't realize how much I needed to keep moving as Ben and Adarsh closed in on me. Adam Sandler, who's standing right off the ring.
Was he your corner man?
Sort of. Sean Penn was just smoking. But Adam...
Sean Penn, but if you want to watch this episode, it is like maybe the most perfect hour-long episode of television. In the middle of it, there is a sincere 15-minute interview with Sean Penn.
Yeah.
He and I must go to the same plastic surgeon because we both look like we sleep in a meat dehydrator. But
Sean Penn goes to third world countries and they go, are you okay? No, he's a good man. He's a tough man.
he is. By the way, I don't think against Sean Penn, I don't think Adarsh would have been beaten in the chest. I think one of them would be left with their heart out of their chest and Sean Penn just gnawing on it in front of the other ones.
Yes, we get into it, Sean Penn and I, about his Malibu surfing days and the violence that erupted out of what seems like a tranquil activity.
That's right.
So the problem was, and I hope there's a camera angle. I'll have to go through all the raw footage, and I plan to.
Do you have the all 22 of the fight? Do you have every angle?
That's going to be the third act of my life. People visit me in a weird house, and I show them the raw footage and prove I could have won. There's a moment where I get Jacob off my back, and I go for Adarsh, and I choke. I just can't throw him. I go like that, and I go, I can't do it.
Was it a leverage thing? Was it you went for the wrong angle, or?
No, it was just... it wasn't in me. And that was an important lesson in masculinity, you know? That, you're right, and I went, this is not me, right? Fellas? Don't we all face our own Adarsh and go, I could throw this boy now right at Sean Penn, but I'm not gonna do it. You get a cigarette right in the eye.
You're processing this in real time.
In real time.
You're able to do this. Was it kind of a slow motion?
Plus, I know that Bone Thugs-n-Harmony is waiting off stage.
Which, by the way, when they come out...
They come out. Beautiful music.
It's a beautiful... As you're hearing something from the audience that I think I was feeling when I was at home. And what you heard, you might not have heard it from there, is one woman just went, what? and I think that's exactly right. And I think... If I were, and again, I've been in television a long time, but if I were in the writer's room or in the production and you were walking me through what was about to happen, I think I also might, at some point within the conversation, go, what?
Yeah. Our team, our wonderful director, Joe DeMeo, and our lighting...
Joey DeMeo!
Yeah, Joey DeMeo.
We used to work together at MTV. Lovely man.
And our wonderful lighting designer, Brian Klunder, who doesn't look like shit, doesn't look like any famous people. couldn't win a single.
Wait till he shaves the beard.
And wait till someone emerges and becomes famous that looks like
Exactly.
Brian Plunder. But we talked it out, and they said, when does Bone Thugs know to come out? And I said, when the boys tap out. That was going to be, I was just so confident.
It's a brilliant...
I really appreciate it. Thanks. You texted me after I showed all the writers. We were really thrilled to get that.
I loved it. My only question is there any thought for you, and this is in recognizing your limitations, of going down in age class or weight class, maybe trying this? I think 8 to 9-year-olds.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I think that could be... this is my feeling. I think that could be the sweet spot.
Yeah.
Where... And I'm even going to throw this out there. 4 of them, if you still want it to add up to your age.
Sure, we could do that. I mean, it's basically probably unconsciously all building up to me fighting my own son, who's 3 and a half.
By the way,
you know what he does? He gets on top of me, and he puts his thumbs over my eyes, and he goes, no, Dada, open your eyes.
He really wants to go sockets into the brain.
Really wants to go sockets into the brain, yeah.
I got to tell you, when they do, you know my boy.
Yeah.
The day he beat me in arm wrestling, I really thought he would have a little bit more of a realization of that this is a mortality play. Like, he's going to beat me.
Yeah.
So I said to him, I go, when you finally beat me, it's not going to feel as good as you think it's going to.
It's going to make you sad. Yeah.
It's going to make you realize something. Yeah. It didn't. He loved it.
Yeah.
And to this day, I think the relationship changed to where he physically knows I've got no shot against one of him.
Yeah. And then he married your wife, right?
What?
That's international arm wrestling dad rules.
I have got to make a call. Hold on. It's fabulous. And I'm just so delighted for you and the whole family.
Thank you, John.
And you guys are lovely. But I did want to ask you, you and I talked about, we knew we weren't going to talk about anything because we never talk about anything. We just around. And I didn't want to let it go because you're an important guest and you're an important figure in show business and comedy. I wanted to treat you as such.
That's very nice.
And so I didn't know what to ask you. So I just went through past interviews.
This is really wild to be on The Daily Show with you, by the way. It's
we've never done this together.
Just I can't express it's a very cool moment. Anyway.
Really?
Yeah, please.
For me as well. For you. It's a good moment for me.
I was an intern. When I was an intern at Comedy Central,
yes.
A big thing was a lot of Viacom execs would ask for tickets to The Daily Show. And it was this was like 2003, 2004.
Sure.
Couldn't get in the room.
Yeah.
So I'd give them tickets to Tough Crowd.
Colin would go, I don't know. All right. These are these questions that I'd asked other guests.
Other Daily Show
that have
guests?
been on.
Okay.
And I would like to ask you, and whether you, I don't know if you'll know, if you can answer them, or if you'd even know who I'm asking.
Wait, these are, you're not going to say who you asked them to, you're just going to ask the question?
That's right.
That's great.
But these are other important guests.
Okay.
Guests that I was delighted that we were able to have.
Oh, very nice.
John, you are renowned as a man of peace. The John part I added. That's not on this question.
All right. I was like the first clue.
Yeah, it's not. It's actually a red herring, a misdirect.
Okay.
All right. You are renowned as a man of peace, so I've got to ask, what are people saying about us, America? Are they digging us? I swear to God, you think your show is loose. I'm going to show you. I pioneered lack of preparation.
Thank you. Yeah, you were a great innovator and no pre-interview.
Thank you.
Desmond Tutu?
That's exactly right.
Yeah!
Bishop Desmond Tutu. Excellent. Excellent, excellent.
And I bet the answer, he would giggle a lot. Remember, he had a
He had the best.
He had the best laugh.
I don't understand.
I once saw a video of him and the Dalai Lama. I don't know what it was from, but they were on stage just cracking up.
Can I tell you, when I would see Desmond Tutu and the Dalai Lama talk, it looked like a helium birthday party.
I know.
Like they were all just sucking balloons
and going. It looked like late Carol Burnett.
Yes! You and I should work together.
I know.
Here's a question I asked of a guest.
Okay.
Where's Osama bin Laden?
Donald Rumsfeld?
Close.
Ooh.
Pervez Musharraf, the president of Pakistan at the time.
Mother of Pakistan.
Yeah.
Wow. He came here?
Dude, he came here. He was doing his it was a tour for his autobiography. His autobiography. Security was. Al Qaeda was trying to kill him. Security was everywhere.
Oh, I hated Al Qaeda.
Guns, bomb sniffing, everything.
Yeah.
Pakistan Secret Service, American Secret Service, and the whole time I was like, this dude is risking his life.
Yeah.
To be on this show, and I was like, I should have read the book because All right. When did the Taliban come to Swat Valley?
When did they come to Swat Valley? We believe that the Taliban have had a stronghold in that area for some time. The rest would be classified.
Who would I have asked that
Who would you have asked that
I don't
to?
know.
Who could you have asked that would have dared face you down? Dick Cheney?
Malala Yousafzai.
I love Malala.
Oh, here's a good one. Give us the range of chimpanzee behavior. From dressing up like us and playing the cymbals to biting that woman's face off.
Ooh.
What's the full range?
Okay. Like Jack Hanna?
Jane Goodall. I'm so bad at this. All right, that'll be it. But all right.
Hey, did you ever have on that guy? Remember that dude that threw his shoes at George W. Bush?
Did he do the circuit? I don't remember him doing the circuit.
Honestly, I'm a big fan of so many comedians who work at the craft, but the funniest thing that's ever happened on television in my life was that guy, shoe. And you saw this weird look in Bush's eyes where he's like, oh, we playing shoes? Like, he knew it as a game.
He immediately went. It was coming and he went.
Yep.
Like, he went down.
That's a dude, and listen, we both have our problems with him, but that guy could duck shoes, and you were clear, what it said to us was, this isn't the first time someone thrown both of their shoes.
Did he end up? Now,
I did that at rehab once in group.
You did the George Bush shoe bit?
There was this guy that blamed his wife for everything. And I said, not as a joke, the rest of the room thought it was a joke. I was like, if you do that again, if you don't get into your responsibility and take, some responsibility for what you did, I'm going to throw my shoes at you like that guy did at George W. Bush. Big laugh in group. The guy did it again, one shoe. Yeah. That guy's still sober.
Is he really?
Yeah, and it was the second shoe that did it.
Because of
The fear of the second shoe.
Do you remember in Iraq, did that guy have one more shoe in the chamber? Or did
he squeezed off two shoes.
I think he emptied both chambers.
Two shoes, right? Yeah. And I'm guessing slip-ons, though I never inspected them.
They appeared to be slip-ons.
Yeah.
They did not, to be perfectly frank, did not seem to be the heaviest, most structured shoes. They seemed to be...
Yeah, it was a loose shoe.
That's no question. I'm so happy to see you.
I'm so happy to see you.
Mr. Jon
Love you,
Mulaney,
Jon.
everybody's live, streaming on Netflix. And for more info on Mr. Whatever Tour, go to Jon